Hi, folks. Welcome to our next episode of In Conversation. I'm Nicholas Arnold, the Senior Marketing Manager at Attila Glatz Concert Productions. And this, of course, is the series where we chat with the artists, producers, creators, everybody behind the concert Salute to Vienna New Year's concert. I am so excited for today's episode because I have the very rare opportunity to talk to two guests at once. My guests today are veterans of the industry. Both have celebrated careers in their own right as a tenor and as a soprano. But of course, the reason I'm talking with both of them together is approximately 4 or 5 years ago, they met during the rehearsal process for a Johann Strauss operetta and are performing in Salute to Vienna this year as husband and wife. Folks in Montreal, Sherbrooke, and Quebec will be able to see their love story on stage in person. Please welcome my guests, Michael Heim and Peggy Steiner. Michael, Peggy, welcome.
Hello. Nice to be here.
It goes without saying, but congratulations. I have to start with that. The wedding just happened, didn't it? Or was it this summer?
Yeah, 4 months
Thank
ago.
you very much.
Today is 4 months ago.
Not today. Oh, yeah, it would be today.
Yeah.
Months ago.
Yeah. Okay. Well, congrats. That's
And we're still there and happy and in love.
I was just gonna say, how's married life 4 months in? So good.
And my wife.
Yeah. Yeah. No fighting on stage or anything during the
No
salute.
fighting.
Yeah.
No, just love.
Yeah, that's it exactly. Perfect. I mean, this is such a fascinating story, obviously, and I'm very happy to speak to both of you together because you both have incredible careers. So I'm gonna, talk to both of you here. But what I'm most interested, Peggy, I know you came from a musical family. Your grandfather, if I recall, he was involved in a lot of concert productions, general manager of I can't remember the exact name, you'll tell me. And then your grandmother and your mother, yes?
Yes, they are both singers, my mother and grandmother. And my grandfather was the director of the Staatsoperette in Dresden.
Yes.
And so the whole family were in Dresden at the theater, and also as I was a child, I always was behind the stage and see my mother and grandmother acting, and at home I tried to do the same in my room. Nobody was looking at me, but I was playing all the rules. And now I can go out on stage and go in the steps of my mother and grandmother.
No, it's incredible. Was it one of those things where as a little kid you just always wanted to follow in those footsteps? Did you ever want to be anything else, or were you like, no, I want to do that?
Yeah, I wanted to go on the stage.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure in which direction. I have also dancing, a classical ballet education. And so I thought sometimes maybe that's the right way. But then I fall in love with the opera, and also the music was always my passion. And so I decided to sing.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask about your ballet experience as well, because I think that's a cool sort of journey. Michael, for you, yours is very interesting because you actually worked as a journalist for quite a few years. Did you have a similar thing? Did you come from a musical family at all? Was music a part of your life as a child? Because you were also studying music at the same time.
My father had a wonderful tenor voice, but after the war, he was a son of a butcher. And there was no chance to get musical education, so he was a butcher, and he sang with his natural voice so beautifully that we get tears in the eyes when we child heard him singing. And so I got the first push to sing, and then I got the voice from him, and it was in my genes. And I'm tenor. I'm not so good in English and in languages. No, just a joke.
Yeah.
No, and then I sang and in the school, and so always I was asked to do singings when there was some solo things or so, and I thought, oh, that's nice. And I started to love singing, and then I was in school, in the music school, and then I always wanted to sing since I'm 3 or 4 years old. And then we had a musical company where I sang Jesus Christ, I sang West Side Story, Tony, and so on. And then I decided in my country, it's the smallest country in Austria, Vorarlberg, you have no chance to study singing. And then I found a wonderful teacher in Vorarlberg, so I decided not to go to Vienna. It was too far away because I wanted to stay in this musical group, because I was on stage and sang big roles. And that, for me, you learn singing on stage. You need a good singing teacher, but you need to do it. And then you have absolutely other feelings than in a small room. So you need more energy. You need to learn how to express that you can reach the audience. And so for me it was to learn this to practice. It was much better than I have to say my first profession was teacher for German and music. So I learned all this theoretic stuff as a music teacher. So I don't needed to go again to learn in the university the same things. Just singing was the thing I had to. Oh, I'm long. I'm too long.
No, this is good. This is really good.
And it's I learned the job, the profession on stage.
Yeah.
And that always gave me the opportunity not to be nervous, because for me it was always like at home, like like a hobby.
Yeah.
And so and we did a lot big musicals. I told you Jesus Christ, West Side Story, Phantom der Oper, Joseph, Hair, and so on. And so if you can do that, you're ready for the stage. And then I made the press for this company, and so I got in this job, and I was a journalist for 10 years at the biggest newspaper in Vorarlberg, but this is 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So 20 years ago, I started to make auditions when I was finished with my studies, singing studies, and I started with Nikolai Gedda. I started with Francisco Reiser, world famous tenors. So I'm not a hobby singer from the beginning. So I had a correct education, and then since 20 years, I'm a professional singer. And as an Austrian tenor, you are always asked in your younger years for operetta. And so I did until now 42 big operetta roles. So I know the whole repertoire.
Yeah. And
I did it at very big stages in Austria and all over the world. And then, you know, some big Wagner tenors like Andreas Schager or René Collo, they were operetta singers first also, and then went to the big roles in Wagner. And last Sunday we did our first debut of Siegfried.
Yeah.
Brünnhilde and Siegfried. Yeah. So this is the way, the healthy way for a voice to go to the top of Wagner when you do a lot of operetta. So that's the professional point. We love operetta so much because in operetta you can train your voice for the marathon, for the Wagner marathon, because the orchestra is always big. As you see in the concerts of Saluto Vienna, we have big, wonderful, the best orchestras you can find in Canada and in America, and you need that to do operetta perfectly. You need the best musicians, you need the best the conductors. We cannot say we are the best singers, but this is
No, but
the judge.
We are the best partners.
The audience is the judge. So,
yeah.
but we love it so much to do this.
And it's a great gift that we can go this way together, from operetta to Wagner, and also come back to operetta always.
Michael, you mentioned something that makes me think, you talked about how the best experience is on stage. Obviously, yes, you learn all the theory and everything, but for both of you, do you find that the energy of an audience changes how you perform? Peggy, maybe tell me a little bit about what that's like.
I think so. I sometimes I have the feeling I can imagine, or I can hear what the people are thinking or feeling, and this gives me the energy, and I gave this back, and it's really ein hin und zurück. You give something and it's coming back, and you give,
it's a
and
flow,
it's like a ping pong flow.
Yeah.
And really, I love this so much. To feel the thoughts and the emotions without noises, or during you are singing. It's really magical.
Yeah, yesterday.
And also, especially with Saluto Vienna, I made this experience. This gives you such a energy that you grow up with your voice and fly together with the audience.
Even more than in a performance. Well, because in a performance you have the orchestra in down before in the gray,
the pit,
and you are in costumes, and you have regie, you have all this staging and so on, and you are in the role. But with Saluto Vienna, you are directly with the audience. You have these wonderful arias, you have these wonderful duets, and you are more private, because we are not Tassilo and Maritza or Edwin and we are the private. We are in our beautiful costumes in the, and so you are nearer. I feel it nearer to the audience, and it's such a unbelievable big energy, and I always sometimes I'm near to tears, because nowadays we have so much aggressions, we have so much bad news, and so much negative energy everywhere, really. Also in if you go to the bus, if you go in the train, if you are on the market, in the supermarket or so, I feel more aggression in between people. And so when we are on stage, when we have the possibility to give positive energy and to connect with people everywhere in the world, we feel love. And the power of music, the magic, this magic of music, is so much helping to believe in all the good energies we have: love, friendship. We can fly with music. What we humans can build. For we have to the atmosphere in where we live, we have to build by our own. So our job is to feel positive with the audience, with the orchestra, with us. So we are one positive world for 2.5 hours. And that's so important nowadays, because we can talk and discuss about what is good, what is bad. But if you do good energy, that's much more to wipe away these aggressions and this. We can be more cultivated, more. We need culture, and that is what we all can do in your job, in the schools, on the street, in the bus, and on stage.
I love that answer so much. And I want to talk a little bit about how hard that's been with the pandemic, obviously, for performers, which we'll talk about in a second. But what came first? Did you guys meet each other and then Salute to Vienna, or Salute to Vienna, you guys worked with Salute to Vienna and then you met each other? What came first for you guys? How many years have Salute to Vienna been for you?
For you, it's much longer.
For me, more than 10 years.
10 years. And Peggy, you came on board
the fifth. I think it's the fifth season.
Fifth?
Fourth?
Yeah.
Fourth?
I think fourth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I introduced her to Attila.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what I was just gonna.
He saw her. Marion and Attila saw her in Florida, and they were excited. And since then, Peggy is.
And I'm very happy, and it's
Oh, yeah.
really a great honor to be a part of it.
Yeah, Michael, how did Salute to Vienna? How did you connect with Attila and Marion?
I heard from friends that they sing at Salute to Vienna, and then I said, "Wow, this is unbelievable! In America, the biggest halls, the biggest orchestra, the best audience, and I have to connect." And then I asked my agent. I wrote, and she introduced me to Attila. Esther Scholom in Vienna is the connection between America and Austria and the singers. And she introduced me to Attila. And I had my first in Toronto. Then he said, "Okay, I try, Michael, let's try." And he was there. And then Attila said, "Where was you all the years? I need you." And I was so happy that I could überzeugen. I could that he liked me.
Yes. Yeah.
Since then, I was every year in Florida on a tour with New York twice, and Canada, and one tour I did not sing this until now, LA. And this was planned before the pandemic, and so I hope Attila will give us
get you back. Yeah.
Disney Hall. My God, I want once in my life I want to sing in Disney Hall.
It'll happen.
With Peggy.
Yes, it'll happen. More importantly, then, let's talk about when you two met. So you're both in De Fledermaus in Berlin, was it?
In a summer festival, Eutin.
Close to the
I think
coast, close to the coast.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the north coast of Germany.
And that's about. Is that 5 years ago now? 5.
It is.
Yeah.
5.5.
5.5.
Yeah. Time flies when there's a pandemic in the middle there to mess with everything. So yeah, talk to me a little bit about that. I know, Michael, like you see Peggy. Peggy, you see Michael. I assume it's not love at first sight, but maybe it is.
I'm sure
we knew each other before.
Okay.
Because at the Staatsoperette, where my family sang and acted and worked, there we met each other.
In an operator, Vetter aus Dingsda.
Yes. But we were not interested in it. Yes, he was a very fine colleague, and
we had relationships,
but not as a partner.
Yeah, so because we were occupied.
Yes, taken. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
And we are out
we were
really-
not single. And when we met in Eutin, we always go 1-2 days before the rehearsals begin. We go to the place, and then in the evening I walked through the town, and at the end of the middle of the town of downtown, I wanted to cross the street, and a black car nearly hit me, and then I saw, oh, it's Peggy. 8 years we didn't talk, we didn't saw us. I just knew, okay, Peggy will sing Rosalinde, and so, and she opened the window. Hello, Michael. Hello, Peggy. And then we talked a bit, and then we said, okay, we can have a coffee some days. And then she said, oh yeah, we can have now. And then we went to a Greek restaurant, and we drank just tea. And then we spoke about how wonderful life is as a single. We both were singles at the moment,
and we enjoyed.
And we said, oh yeah, we never want to change that. That was so beautiful. And we did everything together. We went to eat, to swim. She had a car and took me over to the rehearsals, and so we spent a lot of time together, friends. And then suddenly one afternoon, I walked home with it. Oh, no, it's not true. And then it was it was done. And in my stomach, the butterflies were everywhere. And you, I think it was the same.
Yeah.
I love that though, because it's like.
From then on, we suddenly were not singles again.
Yes, yeah, it's perfect because you both weren't looking for it, so it was natural. It happened.
It was relaxed.
Yeah, and we didn't. We
and
really didn't expect, because we know each other, and in Dresden there happened nothing. And 8 years after that, we were ready for.
Love it. I love it.
And,
the people who are seeing you,
such a gift.
They're in for a treat, because obviously audiences didn't realize too in previous years that they were seeing, the chemistry they were seeing on stage was real, but they certainly will know now.
and then came the pandemic.
Yeah.
If you want.
Talk to me a little bit about that. Yeah, because the pandemic, I mean, you just talked about how special it is to be with an audience. And I don't think people realize how hard it was. It was hard for everybody, but for performers to not be able to do that was really difficult. So obviously the pandemic's not all bad. You guys got married during it, but tell me about some of the challenges that came up there.
About the pandemic.
Yeah.
I think we felt like amputiert, sagt man das in English? Amputiert.
Yes.
We were crowded.
We
lost our element, the stage, the audience. But also as a singer or an artist, every artist knew this, that that you also need the silent room and the silence, and to work inside and with music, and not go outside, go inside. And so we used this time for looking inward, to looking for new rules for the Wagner, for us also, for what's between us. We had time, and also we both have a wonderful teacher in Dresden, Irmgard Boas. And we used the time for training our voices, go steps forward, and so on. And so, of course, after the pandemic, we feel, oh yes, now we can go on stage. We are back, and so.
I love you.
Yeah. You can say this better with your English.
My English is not better than Peggy grew up.
Shy with the English.
Peggy grew up in Dresden, and in the eastern part.
I had English, but
but not.
I'm not such. in training. So.
No, you both are fantastic. You both are good. Yeah.
She had Russian.
Yeah, but I thought
Russian.
she's also.
Yeah, but maybe you could talk with Putin. Then when he comes to our concerts, then I'm sure Zelensky and Putin should be at Vienna. Then the war is over.
Everything would be fixed, right?
It's not so just a joke. I think this energy, if you can talk. Why couldn't they talk everywhere in the world? We don't need wars. We could talk with the hearts.
Yeah.
No, I cannot imagine one musician who started a war.
Yeah.
Or we have in our productions, we have sometimes 20 nations from east, from west, each religion, and we don't think about that. We just think love is everywhere love.
Yeah.
Hate is everywhere hate. I remember one Fledermaus I jumped in I think it was Dortmund, and State Opera, and there was the Falke was an Indian singer. The Adele was American. The Falke was an Asian guy, and then I was an Austrian singer. So, and I was so surprised that what you heard was just Johann Strauss.
Yeah,
they all sang with the same heart, with the same feeling. So why can't we do it in politics? Sure, it would be easy, and I think in 10, 20, 500 generations we learn it, that we can maybe not hit us, but just lean back and laugh together.
You raise a really good point, because something I'm talking about a lot with people right now is why it's still so important to go to the theater and see things live, because understandably people are still very hesitant. I haven't been to a concert like Salute to Vienna will be my first in 2.5 years. Because that's just where my comfort level's been, and other people are kind of in the same boat. And so for some people that you'll be performing for, it's the first time that they're coming back. And this is a question I've been asking. It's like, it's so important to go and see it live. And I think that's why I think what you just said is exactly the point. Experiencing that with people around you on either side, with the performers, is so different from a recording, a video.
Yeah. Absolutely. Also physical. You need to feel the music physical, the schwingung, the vibration. Yeah, it's so important.
This is the magic. Yeah. This is the magic. You cannot just hear from a recording, but you need to go there. It is healthy, and I mean seriously what I say. It is healthy for your soul, for us, and for the audience, and so we invite everyone to have this experience. It's not just fun; it's much more than fun. Music is for us. It's not a job. It's much more than a job, and so this is culture, and culture. This is the language. Music for me is religion. Is politics. Is to bring people together, not only to have fun, but much more to talk, to feel each other. If you see one, if you feel, if you have emotions for the problems of other people in the world, then you cannot take a joystick and make boom boom boom. So this you feel this is really a topic for us too, because we all want peace.
Yeah.
What can we do to bring peace? We can show peace, and we can show the good how easy it is to be in love, to be friendly together, to talk, to just to hear, to listen what others say, and to find a compromise maybe in everywhere in life. So this is the way. We have just these two possibilities: to kill each other or to talk and find compromise. And you need both sides. Both sides should have the aim: freedom, peace. And so for me, it's easy. It's easy to find it, because we have no other possibility. We have only these two chances. So
beautifully said, Michael. Beautifully said. No, it's so
Yeah.
true. And I think when you take all that away, as has happened over the last 2 years with lockdowns and the pandemic, you know, we all got depressed. Some of us got depressed, anxiety. Like it does, when you take culture away, it does tear at your soul. It takes a piece. I want to. I'm going to put both of you on the spot. And how would you describe? So for people who've never been to Salute to Vienna, all they see is a poster. How would you tell them about the show? What is it? And how would you convince them to come? Because it is this amazing show. Like, how would you describe it? What is it?
So I think it's a really colorful and powerful show, with dancer, with a great orchestra, with singing, with with the energy we've spoke about in the whole audience, and the coming together audience and stage is a universe. And so the songs of Johann Strauss and the operetta brings people together, as operetta brought us together.
Yeah.
So it brings people together, and it makes it opens the hearts, and it makes the world hopefully a little bit joyful and peaceful, more joyful and peaceful. Yeah. But
Yeah, who knows? Who knows who's falling in love in the audience, right? If it brought you two together, there could be a whole bunch of love stories that are coming out of it, right?
For both of us, operetta is special. We love operetta. Viennese music is loved all over the world in a very, very special way. You cannot compare it with other music. No music in the world, classical music, entertainment, is comparable with operetta. This is so special and unique. And you need the best orchestras, you need the best conductors, good singers, of course the best, but the audience is our judge. And we find that with Salute to Vienna. You cannot find better interpretation, you cannot find more professional way to perform operetta than with Salute to Vienna. So we are proud and honored to take place and to do these concerts. This is for us the highlight with operetta music, and concerts are more special than performances, because you are so near to the audience, and the audience is so near to us. So this is a magical moment, and we produce it at that moment together, and in this special time of the change to a new year. So this is absolutely the thing you should see.
Michael, Peggy, I could talk to you guys all afternoon. You are both so lovely. The people of Montreal, Sherbrooke, and Quebec are in for such a treat. You guys are there December 30th, January 1st, January 2nd. Folks can go to salutetovienna.com to find out where you two are performing close to them this New Year's. thanks so much for sitting and chatting with me. This has been an absolute blast, and we'll have to do it again sometime because I have so many more questions for you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure and an honor for us too. And we're looking so looking forward for our 3 concerts in Canada.
It's going to be fantastic, folks. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Thank you so much.